What's going on YouTube? H-Dub here with Raid Shadow Legends Guides and Graphics, and today we're going to be talking about the ultimate starter build for efficiency, for progress. Obviously, we have an awesome infographic for you all showcasing this build, the masteries, all of that stuff, and this is applicable to any of these starter champions, so let's get into it. Now, no matter what starter champion you pick, the build that we have on the infographic is going to work for any of them. Obviously, KAEL, who we will be showcasing today, is the better out of all of them just because of what he provides you in the clan boss. As far as the other areas of the game, though, all of the starter champions pretty much average out to provide the same amount of progress as far as the damage output, as far as what they will enable your team to do. Obviously, you're going to need other champions to put around them to support them and to help them to, just give a little bit more. I'm not going to fully go into KAEL in this video because this video is not so much about KAEL as it is the build. So let's go ahead and look at the build. So this is the build that we're working with. We have a Phantom Touch blessing on him, which we were lucky to get. It is a 3-star Phantom Touch. If you have been keeping up with the game over the last month and a half or so, we've had these path events for these starter champions where it allows you to get a blessing for them. Now, as far as the masteries goes, we have the, standard starter masteries down into War Master, so we can make sure we're getting extra damage output, especially in the clan boss. And we're going down the support tree to make sure we get a little bit of extra accuracy, some turn meter reduction on the A1, and just a chance to extend the duration of the debuffs. 3 out of the 4 starter champions actually are able to place debuffs. Elaine does not place any debuffs. She's just pure damage. These are the stats that we have on him. 29k HP, 2.6k attack, 205 on the speed, which I think is really great. Speed helps you so much in the early game. He's just about over crit cap, 147 on crit damage and 190 on accuracy, so we can be landing poisons. All in all, I think this is a pretty early game build. I tried to keep it as moderate as possible. This is a early account. It is only on login date 79. But let's go ahead and see what this build exactly can do in the various areas of the game. Now, Dragon is one of the most important dungeons early on, so I feel like this is a great place to start. And we are running stage 13 because this is the first opportunity that you will have to get 6-star gear. I feel like it is a good sweet spot for early game accounts. So we're going to run him in this build on Dragon 13. Obviously, we have some other champions in here in the mix. We got a Deacon, who I believe you can get from a promo code. We have a Frozen Banshee. We're not going to use this Rhonda. Get out, Rhonda. We're going to use Haikatoon because you can get her from login. And Armager is an OP champion. Cobra just did a guide on him. Definitely go and check it out. But let's go ahead and see how this is going to work out for us. Deacon is weak affinity. He's not going to help us too much here. If he doesn't, weak hit on everything, then he'll come up and put in decreased defense for us. But we're getting through the first wave pretty easily. And I haven't checked the gear on the other champions. Everyone's not even 6-star here, but it is fine. Okay, 2 decreased defenses landed there. And we'll get to the boss, with decent time. This isn't a speed run by far, but it will work. Okay, so we're to the Dragon right now, and this is where KAEL is going to shine. Frozen Banshee as well, because the poisons will just get up on the boss. The boss is going to, pretty much kill himself with poison damage, and we have some raw damage output as well. So, as you can see, it works here. The build works here. Ice Golem 13. The build works here. Now, all of these starter champions are negative affinity for Fire Knight 13. But we swap in Rhonda to help us out a bit, and the build works here. Now the spider is going to be a bit rough. It's going to be a bit rough just because, we need a lot of turn meter control for spider, but the build worked here. So when you first start out, you'll be doing the easy clan boss, be trying to get the normal clan boss down for sure, working your way towards the hard and brutal clan boss. But let's take a look at just what KAEL's damage output is on the, brutal clan boss. So we have, about a 2-key brutal comp in this build with KAEL out damaging Rhonda, who is counterattacking every time, mostly from poison damage. Obviously, this comp doesn't have much synergy. There's not a, I just threw this in there. This is not even the comp that goes on this account. This account has a nightmare comp. So I would say the build worked here. Now, this account is in Gold 5 Arena, and I can honestly say it is going to be a bit difficult for us to successfully win matchups against some of the opponents there with, this starter build that we have. You will need a bit more damage output. In the early game arena, though, you should be, pretty successful, able to climb up a bit. Gold 5, though, with those matchups, it's going to be a no. Really quickly, though, before we close out, guys, let's take a look at how all of these starter champions grade out, roundabout average on the Aftershock United website. So obviously we have Gaelic pulled up here, a 42.2, which is decent, pretty generous. KAEL 58.7, he's gonna give you, the most for sure. Aethel is coming out at a 48.8. Elhain, who is a 47.5. So as you can see, all of these starter champions are, just around the same grade overall. Not too drastic of a difference between them, just because of what they are providing as far as progression in the early game, and not so much in the later game. All of them are like really good for early progression in every area of the game, and there's like no one place where they're like supreme, so to say, or really shine. But thank you guys for all of your support as always. The infographic will definitely be linked down below for you guys, as well as a link to the website. If you are also interested in the HD art that we use for our thumbnails and whatnot, that will be linked down below as well for you all. But until next time, guys, thank you for all the support. Thank you for watching. Be good and be well.